Okay, so in this video we are going to talk about the external features, okay, or the external features or the plant body of the adult sporophyte. Now coming to the external features. Now, as I had mentioned earlier, that most of the species, for example, Gnetum ula, Gnetum montanum, and Gnetum latifolium, they are woody climbers. Okay, they are woody climbers, and they usually attain a great height, sometimes more than 100 feet. And whereas a few other species, such as Gnetum contractum, they are woody shrubs, whereas other species such as Gnetum nemon, they are middle-sized trees. Okay, so, so just remember that some species they are woody climbers, others they are woody shrubs or middle-sized trees, and these Gnetum plants they resemble angiosperms. Okay, they resemble angiospermous plants, and their plant body are differentiated into the roots, the stem, and the leaves. Okay, as you can see here. So let us talk about the root, the stem, and the leaf now. Coming to the root, the primary root is usually a tap root, but then this this tap root will soon be replaced by secondary adventitious root. So in just like in angiosperm plants, the primary root is tap root. Now talking about the stem, as you can see here that the stem it is cylindrical. Okay, the stem is cylindrical. It is also woody and it is profusely branched. Okay, many branches are present, and the main stem is usually, it generally bears dimorphic branches. So just remember this, that in Gnetum plant we have morphologically of we have a dimorphic branches, meaning morphologically of two kinds. Okay, so that is, we have two types of branches. The first type is branches of unlimited growth, okay, or the long shoots, and we also have the branches of limited growth or the short shoots. So just remember there are two types, the long shoots and the short shoots, but not in the case of this species Gnetum nemon. Okay, except in Gnetum nemon, the branches, all the branches, they are arise in the axil of the leaves. Okay, so all, suppose this is the main stem, the branches will start arising from here. Here, that is axil of the leaves, meaning the point on the main stem where the buds or the shoots will develop. Okay, the space between the leaves and the stem and the main stem here, in this axil a new branches will arise. Okay, so all the branches they arise in the axils of the leaves, and also as you can see clearly here in this picture that the stem, it is differentiated into the node and the internode here. Okay, this is the internode and this is the node. So the stem is differentiated into node and internode, and it is usually articulated. Okay, as you can see here, it is articulated. That is, you can see here the place where the stem and the leaf, okay, the node of a plant stem where the leaf or the branch emerges. Okay, when bent at an angle, the branches of the stem will arise from here. So it is articulated and there is an annular groove at the node separating the two parts of the joint. Okay, so there is a groove here which separates the two parts of the joint. And in case of the climbing species, okay, remember that in case of the climbing species, the woody climbers, the stem, Okay, the lower part of the stem, suppose this is the stem, the lower portion of the stem, it is usually devoid of these foliage leaves. Okay, so in case of climbers, the foliage leaves are usually absent at the lower part of the stem. So that is about the stem. Just remember we have two types, that is the branches of limited growth and the branches of unlimited growth, the long shoots and the short shoots. And these branches, they usually arise at the axil of the leaves. And coming to the leaves, even the leaves are dimorphic, just like in the case of cycas plant. If you remember, we have two types of leaves, that is the foliage leaves and the scaly leaves. Now the foliage, in the climbing species, the foliage leaves, they are usually borne on the branches of the limited growth. Okay, that means on the short shoots. So remember this point, that the leaves, they are borne on the short shoots. And this is the picture, actually it is of a twig, okay, or a branches, which a branch, just a branch, okay, of the short shoot. And each short shoot, it usually bears about 1 to 8 pairs of opposite dissociate leaves. Okay, that means the leaves, they are arranged opposite with each succeeding pair at right angle to the pair above them. Okay, so you can see these are above or below them, you can see they are arranged at right angle. So that is why they are referred to as dissociate leaves. And whereas the scale leaves, they occur on the main stem as well, and even on the branches of unlimited growth. So just to show you here, you can see these brown structure here, these are the scaly leaves. Okay, the stem is usually covered with the scaly leaves. The stem, even the stem of the unlimited growth, or the main stem, is usually covered by scaly leaves, as in the case of cycas, if you remember. But however, in one species, that is Gnetum scandens, the foliage leaves, they occur on both type of branches. So that is the difference. You must remember that in Gnetum species, as I had mentioned, that the foliage leaves, they are usually present, or they usually arise on the short shoots. Okay, that is the branches of limited growth. But except, there is an exception, as in the case of Gnetum scandens, where the foliage leaves, they do not arise only on the short shoots, but on the long shoots as well. Okay, so even on the long shoots, the foliage leaves are present in the case of some Gnetum species. Now, talking about the foliage leaves, as you can see here, that uh, they have no stipules. Okay, if you remember the stipules, that is those leaf like appendage. Okay, the leaf like appendage to a leaf. So there are no stipules, that means they are exstipulate, and also short shortly petiolate. Okay, the leaves, they are shortly petiolate, that is this leaf stalk here is very short. And also I had mentioned that they are arranged in opposite dissociate manner at right angle to each other, you can see. And the leaf lamina, okay, as you can see clearly here, this leaf lamina, it is simple, it is also large lanceolate, that is tapering uh, at the tip. Okay, as you can see, they are tapering at the tip, so they are lanceolate, and they are lanceolate or also oval in shape. You can see the leaves, they are oval in shape, ovate, and the margins of the leaves, you can see here the margins of the leaf, they are without serrations. Okay, so they are not tooth. Okay, so the margins are without teeth. That means the margins are entire in this case. And also they have a leathery texture and reticulate venation. Okay, so the veins in the leaves, they are usually interconnected. So the leaves, they are leathery in texture and also has a reticulate venation, that is the veins, they are interconnected. And on the basis of these characters of foliage leaves, they resemble those of the angiospermous leaves. And also these leaves, they usually vary in size and shape even within the same plant. You can see here this is almost ovoid in shape, but this is much more narrow and it is what to say, lanceolate in shape, okay, tapering towards the end. So you can see even in the same plant itself, the leaves, the foliage leaves, they usually vary in size and shape, okay, within the same plant. So that is all about the external features. Now in the next video we will talk about the internal morphology.